We all have a voice in this country in which we live. And voting is that opportunity that we have.
This Martin Luther King Jr. Day weekend in Arizona, a battle for the future of American democracy.
We wanted to come on this day because there's also a senator, Senator Sinema, who seems to be blocking democracy instead of being on the side of advancing democracy. Senator Sinema?
The King family here calling on Arizona Democratic Senator Kyrsten Sinema to stand up for voters' rights.
She says she wants voting rights, but how do you want voting rights without creating a path for that to happen? That is inconsistent, and that is unacceptable.
Sinema and fellow Democratic Senator Joe Manchin of West Virginia are blocking the passage of a pair of voting rights bills aimed at countering some of the restrictive voting measures enacted by Republicans at the state level. Sinema says she is supportive of the bills, but not in favor of changing Senate rules to get them passed.
And while I continue to support these bills, I will not support separate actions that worsen the underlying disease of division infecting our country.
That stance music to the ears of some Trump supporters this weekend, on hand at a rally for Trump in Sinema's home state.
God bless Kyrsten Sinema and what she's doing, you know?
Kyrsten Sinema, good for her. You know, she's our representative. She represents the state. She's not along party lines. She's what's good for the country.
Do you like Kyrsten Sinema?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And Manchin. In fact, I have sent emails to them encouraging them to stand up and do what's right for the people of Arizona.
Those supporters in line for Trump's rally Saturday also in attendance a hodgepodge of election deniers like MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell, Congressman Paul Gosar, and even Ali Alexander, one of the main organizers of Stop the Steal, who went into hiding after the insurrection and was recently called in front of the January 6th House Select Committee.
Hey Ali, are you worried that you might get indicted?
Thank you, Arizona. Thank you.
Trump here giving his support to two election deniers who are running to control elections in the state. Kari Lake is running for governor.
There's a few other people I'd like to send right down to the prison down here in Florence. Anybody who was involved in that corrupt, shady, shoddy election of 2020, lock them up.
And Mark Fincham, who previously said he was an oath keeper and is now running for Secretary of State.
Donald Trump won.
Fincham has echoed QAnon-type conspiracy theories about elected officials.
There's a lot of people involved in a pedophile network and the distribution of children. And unfortunately, there's a whole lot of elected officials that are involved in that.
And he continues to falsely attack the legitimacy of the 2020 election here in Arizona.
I look forward to the day that we set aside an irredeemably flawed election. That's the election of 2020. With all the evidence we have, the Arizona election should be decertified by the legislature.
That's part of a national trend. A Washington Post tally finding 163 Republicans who have embraced Trump's false claims are running for statewide positions that would give them authority over the administration of elections. Arizona's current Secretary of State, Katie Hobbs, now running for governor.
I think we are really at a defining moment. I mean, in 2020, democracy prevailed, and 2020 and after 2020, democracy prevailed because people on both sides of the aisle did their jobs. And what we're seeing now is this just multi-pronged attack, and one of those prongs is Trump trying to instill his loyalists into key positions that have some level of determination over how elections are certified and conducted, and that's pretty scary.
We will pass this bill.
And on this Martin Luther King Jr. Day weekend, his 13-year-old granddaughter following in her grandfather's footsteps with a warning for today.
I think it's so important to vote, and it's so important to have the right to vote, because right now our country is at stake.